because we all know that for most of us, as I am here sitting in my office, we sit a lot during the day, whether it's sitting at work, whether it's sitting in the couch, whether it's driving the car, we're stuck in that flexed position, often, looking at a gadget, a phone, a laptop, whatever, flexing even further forward. So we spend a lot of time in our daily life in flexion. And so having having a soft bed that also increases, your body slumps down into it and adds you into more flexion, is not helpful for that and may in fact be detrimental for that. Whereas a nice firm bed that helps keep you in a bit more extension is actually going to help maintain your posture, is going to help stretch out those ligaments a little bit more so that you are able to maintain a more upright posture in day to day, but also obviously maintain a more parallel, is that the right word? Posture when you're sleeping, so that you are getting some more extension going on there anyway. So that's generally what I suggest is a firmer bed. Now, the bed that I sleep on, there is a bed that you can get from Sleepy's stores here in Australia, and it is ACA approved, so the Australian Chiropractors Association approved. And I know the guys who originally did a lot of the work with them in terms of developing those beds, and they're great beds. I've slept on one of those for several decades, not the same one, but I've slept on one of those for several decades, and I've found them to be really beneficial. They're a great bed, and I don't say this because I am an ACA member. I'm a former president of the ACA here, or was then the CAA-SA here in South Australia. And as I said, I know the people who are involved in this, and I am a chiropractor. But I don't recommend that bed for any of those reasons. I recommend it because it is a good bed, and because it's a bed that I have used, as I said, for decades and found to be incredibly effective, and have recommended many of my practice members and had them report positively on it as well. So it is a great bed. They have a whole bunch of different ranges now. They have expanded the range into memory foam ones and sports ones and a whole range of pillow tops and all those sort of things as well. So there's a lot of different options you can get there now. And generally what I recommend to people is actually just the basic one without the pillow top, nice and firm. And I think that's actually probably the best one in terms of maintaining good posture. And it is, a pretty economical bed. It's not the cheapest bed on the market, but it's a long way from the most expensive bed on the market as well. And so it's a good quality bed, and that's the one that as I said, that's the one that I sleep on, and it's the one that I generally recommend and have recommended to a lot of people in my practice. So check out for that. And then the other thing to be mindful of with your bed is that you do need to replace it. So, if your bed is sort of 5 or 10 years old, then you might want to think about replacing it at some stage because, it doesn't have an infinite lifetime in which it can maintain that structural integrity and that support. So, as long as it's still holding together and nice and firm, then I think that's okay to keep going with. But if you feel like it's losing some of that structural integrity, if you feel like it's not as firm and as supportive as it used to be, then that might be time to start thinking about getting a new one. In terms of pillows, the pillows that I sell in my practice, and once again I use in my bed, and the pillows that I recommend are made by the Complete Sleeper, a therapeutic pillow. Sorry, they're made by Therapeutic Pillows, and the brand is the Complete Sleeper. And then once again, they have a range of different pillows. They do have some memory foam versions of it. They have travel versions of it. And the one that I actually like the best is just the stock standard traditional foam one. I know that memory foam is a bit softer, and memory foam sort of shapes the contour of your body a little bit better. And memory foam, I suspect, probably lasts a bit longer as well. However, I find the traditional foam is a bit firmer and as such is more supportive. And I don't really want the pillow to mold to the shape of my head. I actually want the pillow to support my head, to stay in a good posture. And so getting a good pillow is really important in that respect. And I think, once again, a firmer pillow, so long as it's the right size for you and the right shape for you, is really the way to go. So, in my practice, we'll get people to test out the pillow, to lie on it. And I'll tell them, it has a higher side and a lower side. It has some inserts that you can remove if you need to. And I'll let people know what setting of the pillow essentially is the best for them. So that's the pillow that I recommend. Once again, it's a pretty simple pillow, not terribly expensive. I think they retail for about $75, $80. And as I said, I know many people will spend, often get people coming into the practice telling me, what do you think about a pillow? I've just bought this one and it cost me $400 and it's not great. And so I'm like, oh God, yeah, we can get a better pillow for a lot less than that. So that is the one that I recommend. I know there are others out there. Once again, I know both the beds and the pillows. There are a number of them out there that are chiropractor designed or chiropractor approved by a whole raft of different chiropractors, and I'm sure some of those are good as well. I just don't have particular experience with those. They're not the ones that I've used in my house. And they're not the ones I sell in my practice. So I'm sure there's other good options out there. I do think the contour pillow is the way to go because it does provide, if you're on your side, it provides a bit more support up under your neck so that you haven't got quite so much weight and pressure on your shoulder. It helps to keep your head in a nice neutral position. Similarly, if you're on your back, it helps to keep that curve in your neck, which once again, because so many of us are sitting for such a large portion of our day, many people have lost that curvature in their neck. And that is really important in terms of the integrity of your spine and in terms of the ability of your nervous system to pass through your spine and out to the rest of your body and pass on those vital messages. All right? So once again, obviously as a chiropractor, that's something we're particularly concerned about. And so we want to make sure that we keep that curve in your neck because that's really important in terms of the functioning of your spine and also the functioning of your nervous system. So that's why I like the contour pillows. Once again, you want to make sure that when you are lying on your side, that the pillow height is such that your head isn't tilting down towards the bed if it's too low, or isn't tilting away from the bed if it's too high, but that it keeps your head just in that nice neutral position. And that's really